Hello and a very warm welcome. And Max Masterclass as he wins from 17th on the grid, a champion's drive and the final nail in Lando Norris's coffin. Unbelievable. Another repeat of 2016. It was a masterclass. He's come from 17th. He's won the Grand Prix and there's a dominance factor about it as he hits 17 fastest laps just to prove a point and sticks two fingers up to the FIA saying, fuck you, you corrupt bastards. Title finished. Lando Norris, an absolute bottle job. Called it from day one. Norris is an absolute bottler. Again, he bottles the start. Crumbles. Wow. Max, masterclass. What else can you say? Take your hat off to him. I mean, I did a video in 2016, my most viewed video. This one's probably not going to hit them heights, but it's a masterclass. Champions drive, title finished. End of story. So Alex Albon misses the race as he smashed the car up in qualifying. And it was a massive opportunity for Williams today to score points. With the wet weather, the spray, the unpredictability, these teams need to capitalise, as you see with Alpine with a double podium finish. Ocon second, Gasly third. Incredible by Alpine, and they jump up to 6 in the Constructors as they gain 33 points. Lance Stroll binned it on the formation lap and then got stuck in the gravel. Typical Lance moment. And then F1, massive mess up with the start procedure. Norris could get a penalty for this. They're investigating it after the race. There's a massive mess up with the start procedure. Then Sergio Perez spun. A lot happened. I don't know how I'm going to cover this in a short period of time. Ollie got a 10-second penalty for hitting the back of Pinto. That was a ridiculous penalty as Ollie lost 10 seconds and Pinto had no damage. Then we saw a VSC as Hulkenberg stopped and Hulkenberg later got disqualified for getting outside assistance. Oscar got a 10-second penalty for hitting Lawson. A red flag as Collie Dog crashed. Big crash. Probably his worst weekend in F1 so far for Pinto. And Mercedes are both under investigation for tyres. So Lando Norris could take a penalty yet. Mercedes are probably going to get disqualified. It's a bit of a mess, but I'm going to cover it as it is at the minute. I mean, that is a statement drive by Max. 17 fastest laps. Take it easy. He's won by over 20 seconds. It's a massive statement. And a big fuck you to them corrupt bastards at the FIA and stewards. Especially with a sprint race that was absolutely fixed. Star of the race, Max. But you got to give a shout out to the Alpine guys. Fastest lap, Max. Race rating, I give it a solid 9 out of 10. It was chaotic, crazy. It's a masterclass. It's a champion's drive. The spray, the unpredictable weather. He got lucky, I suppose. He risked staying out. The red flag came. He gets a free tyre stop. But it is what it is. P1 Max, stunning drive, sensational 2024 champion, a 4-time champion. And he's had to put up with a lot of bullshit this weekend. And the best way he can silence that is by winning. It's the final nail in the coffin. Max is a champion. Yes. P2, Esteban Ocon. Superb. Where's this come from? Ocon has been terrible of late. And yet he's just finished second for Alpine. Gasly comes third. 33 points for Alpine. They've literally jumped so far up the Constructors. Wow. It's a crazy weekend. It's a crazy race. It's wet conditions. And Alpine have absolutely capitalised. And this is the frustration for Albon, who didn't start the race. There was points to be had today. And not many finishes. Fourth, George Russell. He's probably going to get disqualified for tyre pressures. Led the race early on. But he pitted. Should have stayed out. Fifth, Charles Leclerc. Probably the best he could do. Damage limitation. 6, Lando Norris. The final nail in the coffin. Norris is a bottle job. He's not good enough to be a world champion. He's too nice. Again, it's prime. It's set up. Your title rival 17th. You're on pole. You bottle the start. Oh my God. It's his story of the season. Forget about Norris. I'm sick of talking about him. Yeah, it's typical Lando Norris. And he could get a penalty yet for the start infringement. 1 foot 1/7. I mean, he was in third. He looked like he'd done an amazing gamble going to the wet tyre, but then a red flag came out, and that hampered him as everyone got a free tyre change. But a really good weekend. 8th Oscar Piastri, again, not good enough. Hits Lawson. Yeah, poor by Oscar. Really poor. 9th, Liam Lawson. Yeah, they were really high up the racing boards, but then, yeah, everyone got free tyres, which is a rule that needs discarding, if you ask me. 10th, Lewis Hamilton, up and down race for Lewis. I mean, he was all over the shop. Really. He went off like 3 or 4 times. I mean, how has he ended up with a point? I don't know. 11th, Sergio Perez. He spun on lap 1. 12th, Ollie Behrman, who had a really, poor race, really, by Ollie. I mean, yeah, he hit Colapinto. Then he hit the wall. I mean, really tricky conditions for the drivers. 13th, Valtteri Bottas. This was a big opportunity for Sauber to score points, and they haven't. This is probably going to be their best chance to have scored points this season. 14th, Fernando Alonso went off on the restart, complaining of back issues with the bouncing. 15th and last, Guan Yu Zhou. Retirements. Alex Albon didn't start. Lance Stroll went off on the formation lap. Colapinto lost it. Hulkenberg black flagged. And Carlos Sainz lost it also. So, there we have it, race reaction. It's been a strange Brazilian Grand Prix weekend. Qualifying and the race on the same day. A lot of nonsense, penalties, very strange. The sprint race, how they allowed 2 laps to go and don't investigate it. Lando comes past Piastri, straight away they pull it. Even today was 40 seconds for a red flag. Yeah, in the race they were dropping them straight away, so I don't know. Strange, to say the least. There's going to be penalties post-race. Mercedes are probably going to get disqualified for tyre pressures. Lando's probably going to get a penalty for start procedure. But the reality is Max is levels above at the minute. He is the best driver on the grid. Wet, dry, he's the best out there. He's another level. He's different level. You have levels in this sport. Max is here. And the rest are struggling. Lewis and Alonso, are there. And there's drivers there. But even Lewis is struggling at the minute because he doesn't have the car. It was sensational by Max. Controlled. 17th on the grid. Wins the race. Puts a marker down with 17 fastest laps just to say, I'm the daddy in these shorts. It's superb, Max. It's crazy because 2016, I did a video like this and it went absolutely berserk. But again, it's around the same venue 7 years on. No, 8 years on. Mad. What can you say? He is brilliant for Formula 1. He's out there. He's such a talent. You either love or hate Max, but this title fight is finally over. I mean, surely the media will stop talking about it now because it's been done for a long time, but they keep clinging on that Lando's going to turn it around. That is the story of Lando's season. He crumbles, he bottles it, and he's not up to par. He will never be a world champion in Formula 1. Never. I've called it from day one. Lando Norris is not up there. He's not. He's never going to be elite, unfortunately. And it's the way it is. Max is levels above. Strange weekend. Long day. 2 videos down. Wow. Just going to chill out for the rest of the night. Wow. Yeah. Qualifying reaction done. Race reaction done. Join me tomorrow for driver ratings. Hopefully I'll have a bit more energy when